Hello. Happy Sunday evening. It's pretty late. I'm pretty tired. But while I was just laying with Wyatt, a topic popped into my head. And so here I am, and it's like 10:40 maybe. I don't know. But anyways, so my topic tonight that came to surface while I was just laying with Wyatt is parenting, especially parenting two kids. And I'm not saying, whoa, the stress of two kids. I'm saying kids are so different from each other. And Emily and Wyatt are drastically different from each other, beyond just Wyatt's speech delay and developmental delay, because he is, like I joke around, he's always on jet fuel. But who Emily was as a toddler, gotta turn off this TV, it's flashy, versus who Wyatt is as a toddler is so drastically different. And this weekend, a subject that kept popping up between myself and someone else was, the answer is not in a book. So a friend of mine, someone I know, refers a lot of things the way he or she does is, I'm parenting, and it's what I expect from my other children, but this one child, so different and defiant and so on and so on. And then as I lay with Wyatt tonight, it just popped in my head. So if you have more than one child, I bet you noticed already, or if you've got a youngin', here's your message. Children are so different from each other. So Emily, as a kid, she never took a pacifier. She never had a lovey or a blanket. And it was just me and Emily for the most part. So I was Emily's security blanket. I was her comfort. I was everything to Emily. Emily was talking back by 3, being sassy. And, let me see if I can get that light back on. And Wyatt is the most relaxed, loving little guy when he's calm. He can sit with himself and look at books for a very long time, or sit and play by himself for a very long time, very content with himself. While Emily was like, you're about to have a tea party followed by a Barbie slumber party followed by this and this and this. And you can't compare one kid to the next, and that's why people evolve as parents all the time. Another thing that it also popped into my head because I was laying with Wyatt is when Emily was like 6-7 months old, her pediatrician was very comfortable with starting the cry it out method at night, because I was a single mom, tired, exhausted, and bedtime gave me anxiety. Like when it was just me and Emily, by 4 o'clock, bedtime's at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, I am already anxious. Like there's the bedtime battles. So with that being said, Dr. Jordan, who I adore, I'll never forget this. She was like, Jeannie, it's okay. If you want to try that, what you have to do is get a friend to come over and take the monitor from you and have a glass of wine. That friend that came over is Logan Davis, who is still one of my best friends in the whole world. He came over and took the monitor and made me sit on the front porch where I couldn't hear anything, and he sat inside with the monitor. And so he always came to the rescue. And the difference between that is Wyatt is so loving and calm that bedtime was never an issue. Wyatt never got out of his crib, never crawled out of it. Toddler bed, didn't crawl out of it for the most part, or didn't get out of it in the middle of the night or anything. Big boy bed. Now I'm dealing with issues with Wyatt not sleeping through the night for the first time at 3 years old. Emily did not sleep for the first time ever through the night, ever, until she was 15 months old. 15 months old, Emily got up and crawled into my bed in the middle of the night all the time. Wyatt is just now 3. And when we talked to Dr. Jordan about it, she's like, you know what? Wyatt is so different. Most cases, I would say, get up, put him back in bed, get up, put him back in bed. She's like, because of his personality and because he's always happy and going, and, when Wyatt gets up in the middle of the night, you guys, he goes and plays. So, she's like, you do what it takes as a family to get the most sleep as possible. And so with Emily, it was crying it out. And with Wyatt, it was sleep when you can, where you can. If he's in your bed, scoot over. So my point is, you're not going to find answers for everything in the books. And Emily's father is very much a book guy. And I can tell you our first dispute as parents was maybe our second night home with Emily, and he busted out the internet to prove to me why it was not necessary to let the air out of a bottle of drop-ins. Do y'all remember drop-ins? The plastic piece you would drop in there and put all the stuff in, shake, 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 and put your fingers in there and get all the air out. John and I, he was like, if you studied the airflow and you don't have to do it. And I'm just like, I have to do it because it's what I was told to do. So parenting is from learning. You get your start from the books, cross your fingers, and then guess what? It's nothing like that. So reach out to friends who have kids, listen to your gut. Your gut's not going to, sell you out unless you're crazy. Don't be crazy with your kids. But don't feel bad for making things work for your family. As I sit here with makeup from God knows when. But if you guys have to get by letting your kids sleep in the bed with you for a little bit, do it. Last night was the first night in a week that I slept in my own bed. And you know why? It's because I said I want to sleep with Wyatt. And I made Larry sleep on the couch. I wiggle and I toss and I turn and I have restless legs. So usually if there's 3 of us in the bed, it's too much. And even when I was pregnant with Emily, I would get up and leave the bed, and I could tell you what time Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came on. 5. Saved by the Bell was at 6 a.m. And then at 7, it was like Will and Grace, and I would fall asleep. So, listen to friends, reach out to friends. Not everything's in a book. Not every kid is the same. You have 1 kid, great. Figure that kid out. You have 2 kids, do not expect them to be the same at all. Emily was a crier. I'm going to knock on wood. Wyatt doesn't. He rarely cries. At 3 years old, when, most kids are freaking out because they don't get it, Wyatt might cry once a week, and it's if he got hurt. So he's super chill personality-wise, but energy-wise, he runs on jet fuel. And if that doesn't make sense to you, you don't have a little boy. So, I love my little boy. I even shared a friend came over tonight, that Drake song, God's Plan. He's like, I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry. I was like, I've waited my whole life to be a boy mom. I love Wyatt. And Emily is, oh my gosh, she's me. When she walks down the hallway, she looks like her mother. She talks like her mother. She's mean, like her mom when she has to be. But she will open her heart to anyone who needs a heart. So my kids are great. I love them so much, and they are so different. So one day when you have your 1 or your 2 or your 3, God bless you. But kids are different. Listen to them, learn from them, and then teach them in a way that child's going to respond. Because child A learned this way, child B is going to learn the other way. So as parents, we grow, we change, we adapt. So that's it. I didn't even call 5 on it because I probably went over 5. So wish me luck with some sleep tonight. I need it. And pray for the ones you love and pray for the ones who don't love you. And tomorrow's Monday, and I hope to hit the ground running. So have a great week, guys. Good night.